Hi, welcome to Nick's school. I am Nick. How are you? Okay, today we're going to learn about letters, words, sentences, pages, books, and much more. So let us start. Oh, wait a minute. There's something wrong with this page. Can you tell me what's wrong with this page? This is strange. Wait a minute. The letters are upside down and they are from right to left instead of left to right. Okay. Do you know how it's supposed to look? I think we have to turn this page around. This whole thing we have to turn it around. Let us try that. Bingo! Here you go. Now that looks much better. Now, you see, it is very important for us to make sure that we start from the left top corner and we go across the line here, and when we come to the end of the line, we come to the next line, then from left we go to the right, and we continue doing the same thing when we read or write until we get to the bottom of the page. When we get to the bottom of the page, we flip the page around and we start on page number 2. So that is how we are supposed to be writing, and that is how we are supposed to be reading. Okay, now we got the page set right. Let us see what we can learn. Today we are going to learn what a letter is. We will also learn what makes a word, some secrets about words. What are syllables? I'm going to show you how to count the number of syllables in a long word. How do you combine words into sentences? And we're going to talk about that. Then we're going to see how sentences become pages. Then we're going to learn how books are made. Finally, we're going to find out what is on the book cover. All right, let us begin with letter. You already know the letter. The letters are the alphabets of the English language. For example, W is a letter, E is a letter, G is a letter, T is a letter. And from this slide, you already know there are many letters from the English alphabet. And as you know, there are two kinds of letters, the consonants and the vowels. So let us look at some vowels here. O is a vowel, A is a vowel, E is another vowel, I is another vowel, then U is another vowel. So we have all the vowels on this page, and we have many consonants also on this page. So that is about the letters. The letters are the alphabets, and they contain both consonants and vowels. Okay, now let's look at and see what makes a word. A combination of these letters make a word. For example, we take W, E. W, E becomes a word we. We means you and me. And also notice that W is a consonant and E is a vowel. And if you look at the next word, R has two vowels and R, which is a consonant. For example, if you look at to, which is a word, it has a consonant and a vowel. So, most of the words have at least one vowel and one or more consonants. So, a combination of a vowel with a consonant makes a word. Sometimes the words can be real short, like we or are. However, there are some words which are long, or they may contain two words together. For example, today is actually two words, like to here and a day here. So, here we have today. So, if you clap, you see today. There are two separate sounds and they are called syllables. Syllables are the sounds made by a combination of letters. So, here we have we, which is one syllable, or one syllable, today or two syllables, letter, they are two syllables. Similarly, you can have more than two syllables. We will look into that later. So, the next thing is, how do we make sentences? For example, we combine words that give a meaning to a sentence, and for example, this is a complete sentence. A sentence begins with a capital letter. It has a combination of words. A sentence ends with a period. If you are asking a question, the sentence ends with a question mark. This is a question mark. How books are made. So, these words put together ask a question. How books are made. And we will find out about that in a minute. You combine words to make a sentence. Here is another sentence. How sentences become pages. That's a good question. We should have a question mark here. Remember, whenever you ask a question, you should have a question mark. And let's see if we can change that here, if it's possible for us to do that. I'm not sure. Oh yes, we can change that to a question mark. All right, see, I changed that to a question mark. For example, here, how books are made, that's a question mark. Again, what? The moment you say what, it is a question. So, it ends with a question mark. Similarly, how is a question. How do you combine words into sentences? So, we finished that part. Then we are going to now look at how sentences become pages. Okay, let us go to the next slide and see. Here is a book, and when you flip the book, you are going to see words combined into sentences, and then there are many other things which I want to point out. First of all, there are numbers here which tell you the page number in a book. Then there is going to be a title. Title is the name of the book. If it's a science book, it will say science book. If it is a math book, kindergarten math, something like that. If it's a English book, it may say kindergarten English book. Then we have sentences. All these sentences, they make a paragraph. So, this group is called a paragraph. So, this is a paragraph. This is a paragraph. Then we are going to have some subtitles. titles. This is the main title of the book, and there are some titles underneath here which tell about the particular paragraph and the chapter. That is how these pages are designed in a book. Again, you read from the left, you go to the right, and when you come to the end of the line, you go to the next line, you start from the left and you keep going to the right until you reach the end of the page at the bottom on the right side. Then you start at the top left side of the next page and you continue on. So, that is how you read text in a page or in a book. Okay, let's learn more about books. That would be fun. Okay, here are some examples of books. I already showed you a book is made up of multiple pages. It could be 20 pages or it could be 1,000 pages. So, 1,000-page book will be so thick, it will be pretty heavy. The book has a thick cover. This is called the cover. You can see the book pages are thin, but the cover is made out of cardboard. So, it is thick. The book also has a printed title. So, this is the title of the book, The New Book, and this is called the spine. This is where you find the title of the book and the author's name. What is an author? An author is a person who wrote the book. First, they write it in hand, then it is translated into pages on a computer, and finally the book is printed. Oh, that sounds very interesting. Here is another example of a book. And what is this thing sticking out here? Do you know? Can you guess? Okay, let me tell you. This is called a bookmark. The next time you go to a bookstore to buy a book, ask the salesperson to give you a bookmark like this. So, this is a pretty bookmark. Why do you need a bookmark? That's a good question. When you are reading and when you are tired, when you are ready to go to sleep, you put this bookmark here and you close the book. When you wake up in the morning and when you want to continue your reading, you go to the book, then you don't have to remember what page you stopped. When you flip the book to the page where the bookmark is, then you will immediately remember where you stopped. Then you can just refresh your memory, then you can continue to read from that point onward. So, today we learned what are letters, words, syllables, sentences, pages and books. How do you like it? Oh, I like it too. Okay, let's meet next time. Bye bye.